Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sue Brett, and on behalf of the volunteer musicians of the Tampa Bay Symphony, I welcome you to the beautiful Straz Center for this performance, Spring Awakens. Well, the Symphony members and I myself sincerely appreciate all of you being here today because we know the parking was wicked. I had to do that, folks. At this time, please take out your cell phone and take a photo of this stage because you are going to want to remember the day that you heard our Young Artist Competition winner, Chance Israel. Trust me, you'll be really glad you had that photo. Now that you've all got your cell phones out, shut them off, please. Thank you very much. Spring Awakens is the theme of our concert this afternoon, and what an appropriate way for us to mark our 30th anniversary of performing in the Tampa Bay area. Yes, these. Now, just to show you, ladies and gentlemen of the Symphony, raise your hand if you've been in it for 5 years. Put your hands up. All right, 10 years. 15, 20, 25, and 30. We got 30s in the back. It's quite amazing for a nonprofit organization to last that long and to do so well. We're very, very thankful for our audience and all the donations and your support, so thank you. Now today you can read all about our Young Artist Competition winner in your program. But what you don't know about him is that in order to relax, he loves to read. He also likes to go for an occasional jog, and he likes rock and roll as well as Rock 3. So you are all going to really, really be surprised with the talent of this young man. Also, too, you're going to want to get his autograph. Chance will be in the lobby during intermission, so come say hello to him and trust me, get that autograph. So now, ladies and gentlemen, Spring Awakens. And you will be awakened as the musicians heed the alarm of our music director and conductor, Mark Sforzini.
Thank you for joining us today for our winter concert series, Spring Awakens. We're going to start with an overture by Rossini that begins with a section called Dawn, D-A-W-N, as in the beginning of a day. This is one of my favorite Rossini overtures, and you may not know, but he wrote 39 operas. He was quite prolific. He churned the stuff out very fast, and he was a procrastinator. There are stories of the producers having to shut him in a second-floor room to finish the piece, and he was passing down the score to people to copy the parts the same day as the evening of the premiere. So that's some serious procrastination. But he was so creative, he could do it. This stuff just came out of him so effortlessly. And this overture is very creative. It's in 4 sections. It's like a mini symphony that lasts about 12 minutes. And the first section is Dawn. And what's so special about this is that only the cellos and basses play in the dawn. The awakening by a beautiful lake in northern Italy, or the Swiss Alps, actually. The story of William Tell is about the character William Tell, who was a great marksman, and he led his people to rise up against the Austrians who were occupying Switzerland at the time. So a beautiful section for the cellos and basses. And if you listen carefully, you'll hear a couple of timpani rolls softly in the background during dawn, and that is the foreshadowing of a thunderstorm that's coming. So guess what the second section is? The second section is the storm. And the storm comes from a distance, starts soft, and it grows over the course of a minute of music in a big, long crescendo. Rossini was famous for his long crescendi that he wrote. And it gets to a real fierce middle section, and then just as the storm rolled in gradually, it rolls out gradually. And as the storm trails off into the distance, we hear the third section begin, which is called the Call to the Cows. If you've ever been to Switzerland, you know how important the cattle and the cows are in Switzerland. And the Call to the Cows features the English horn and the flute. The English horn begins, and then the flute answers, and they go back and forth, and then they join together at the same time in a lovely duet. And the Call to Cows is interrupted by the march of the Swiss Army soldiers. Now, this is the famous Lone Ranger theme. You may know it as the Lone Ranger theme. I know it as Brady Bunch music. Did anybody grow up on the Brady Bunch? Just a few people. There was an episode of the Brady Bunch where the father, Mike Brady, the architect, his architectural plans for an important meeting got messed up with a poster one of the other children had, and it was in a tube, and they left it on a roller coaster ride. So they had to run back to the roller coaster ride, get the tube of the drawings, and then relay race it through all 6 children back to Mike Brady so he could deliver the plans. Anybody remember that? I know at least one person up here remembers that, because it turns out that one of the members of our orchestra was actually an extra in that Brady Bunch episode. Can you believe that? And that was Gary Wright, our horn player, Gary Wright. Stand up, Gary, so we can see you. So now when you hear that famous dum, da-da-dum, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you're going to think of Gary Wright being an extra in the Brady Bunch episode. But to bring this all back around, a lovely overture in 4 sections by Rossini to start off our program, Spring Awakens. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, wasn't I right? You will remember the first time you saw Chance Israel. Well, now we are very, very pleased and honored to be able to give you a plaque, young man. Come on over here. Plaque that states you are the 30th annual Young Artist Competition winner, and he did that back in November of 2016. So this is something for you to remember us by for the rest of your life. We hope to have you back. And also, too, ladies and gentlemen, not only does he get to perform with us, but the generosity of our supporters and grants and everything allows us to be able to help this young man continue his beautiful gift of music with a check for $1,000. One thing, too, he has an older sister named Choice. And then his mother became pregnant with him by... There you go. It's a true story. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Chance Israel.